So this video is going to be a little bit different. It's still going to be a recipe video where I'm going to give you my entire breakdown and the science of what I put into my in-between meals or meal replacement hot chocolate / mocha high-fat drink. Okay, it's an awesome little drink that I've used for a long time. Trying to slice in a little bit more of my lifestyle stuff in here. So although it's still going to be scientific, what we're going to do is we're going to walk into Whole Foods here. I'm going to shop for a minute. I'm going to get everything that I need for this drink so you can have a little bit of an understanding of the different ingredients and what you might want to look for. And then we will go back to the office. We'll go back to the kitchen. I'll make it up for you and show you how easy it is to make and how good it tastes. So let's get into the store. So keeping this one super simple, I'm not going to do anything crazy elaborate. Just going to use ingredients that I've used for years, making it super simple, something that you could make on the go, make when you're in a hotel room, as long as you have a little magic bullet blender or anything like that. The ingredients are super cheap. You don't have to get them at Whole Foods. You can get them at a regular grocery store. I just know that Whole Foods has what I need. All right, so first thing I'm gonna load this up with cacao. So I wanna go for cacao powder whenever possible. Cocoa powder is great, it's cheaper, but you're not gonna have all the flavonols and you're not gonna have the anandamide that you're gonna get out of the cacao. So in this case, go on the cacao powder. It's expensive, but it's gonna last me a long time because I only need a tiny bit. I'm only gonna use like 2 tablespoons of this. This is gonna last me for like 3 weeks, so no big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna get stevia here. So here's the thing, guys. You can use Truvia, you can use erythritol if you want, but the sugar alcohols in there do have some extra calories in there. They do actually have a caloric impact in the body. Plus, you have that osmotic effect where it's drawing water into your colon, so you're gonna feel bloated. So a lot of times, you have to be really careful. So I'm just gonna go with organic stevia. This way, it doesn't have the erythritol in it. So like if we look at Truvia, for example, like Truvia is erythritol and stevia. So that's the difference there. They're taking stevia and they're cutting it with erythritol to make it a little less bitter, which is all fine and dandy, but you end up having 3 grams of carbs in there. Even though it's erythritol, it's still a sugar alcohol. So the sugar alcohols will still technically start having an effect on ketosis. So we'll just go with straight stevia. All right, then I need a little bit of coconut milk or coconut cream. Thing is here, you're gonna wanna make sure you don't get the light stuff. You wanna get the full fat stuff. So I'm gonna go with the organic coconut milk. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to hear it when you shake it at all. Okay, that's a good indicator that you actually have the high fat stuff. I don't know if you can hear this. This one actually has liquid in it. This one's not gonna give you the high fat content. We want one that at room temperature is as solid as possible, much like coconut oil, okay? A little bit more saturated fat content, high MCT content. That's mostly water, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna get some almond milk. Here's the thing, you wanna make sure whenever you're getting almond milk that it does not have carrageenan in it, okay? That is a very inflammatory agent. In fact, they use that in studies to actually instill inflammation within the body. So literally add carrageenan to try to trigger inflammation so that they can use it in studies. So carrageenan, bad, okay? Most of them don't have it anymore because enough people have complained about it. So I'm gonna go with just the organic, unsweetened original. That's all I need. The Khalifa Farm stuff is pretty good too. It's just a little bit pricey. All right, almost done. Perfect, okay, and they have this stuff too. You guys have seen this stuff on my channel all the time. Cool thing is, you can get it at Whole Foods, but you can also get it online. In fact, it's down in the description below. You can click on the link and you can get a special discount, but I'm just gonna get it right now because I'm running low. Whole Foods has it. This way I can make it into a mocha, not just a hot chocolate. Okay, so you were with me in the grocery store, but let me paraphrase what I'm making here. I'm making a bulletproof coffee alternative, something that's lower calorie. I'm not anti-bulletproof coffee, you know that. I have all kinds of different variations, but this is a lower calorie variation that you can have just as a meal replacement or just a little snack in between meals. So if you were with me at the grocery store, remember when I was talking about stevia? Remember how I was saying you have to be really careful so you don't get one that has erythritol in it as well? Guess who got fooled? The one that I picked up at the grocery store, remember that? Has erythritol in it. I got totally bamboozled there. This is exactly what happens at the grocery store. It's why you always have to go back and read the ingredients. Even I mess up sometimes. Fortunately, I had stevia laying around that I know is a straight up stevia. So that worked out. All right, so now let's get to the actual recipe here. So you remember, I got the almond milk, totally carrageenan free. All I'm doing here is I'm putting this into a magic bullet. Okay. And then I've got 2 tablespoons, actually a little bit more, 2.5 tablespoons of raw cacao powder. All right, why cacao over straight up cocoa powder? Cocoa powder is gonna taste good, you're still gonna get the fiber, you're still gonna get all the positive components, but you're not gonna get the positive effect of what is called anandamide, okay? Anandamide is what is called an endocannabinoid. So inside our body, we have these things called endocannabinoids, endogenous cannabinoids. Maybe you've heard of cannabinoids because they've come from cannabis or cannabidiol before, but we actually have them in our body. And anandamide is actually a very unique kind of endocannabinoid that affects the brain and causes a sensation of bliss, but also also does really, really powerful things in terms of inflammation. I don't want to go into a whole lot of science here, but essentially it turns off the master control switch known as nuclear factor kappa B temporarily. By doing that, you're limiting all kinds of other different inflammatory cytokines. We're talking things like tumor necrosis factor 1 alpha, which is a huge, huge cytokine when it comes down to regulating inflammation in the body. I know I'm throwing a lot of science at you, but cacao over cocoa whenever possible. Cocoa's still good, just cacao's better. All right, then I'm gonna eyeball this, but I'm gonna go for about 2 tablespoons of that heavy coconut milk that I got, okay? So there's a good tablespoon there, and a good tablespoon here. Maybe a little bit more. Cool thing about this, you're still gonna get the MCTs in it, but you're also getting the fiber and all the milk solids that are coming from the coconut milk. So it means you're getting a little bit of fiber, you're getting a little bit more consistency. Like if you were to just put straight up coconut oil in it, sure, you get the MCTs and the lauric acid, but it would separate. The actual starches and a little bit of the fiber in that is gonna actually hold this together and give it a really thick body, okay? Then, let's see, I've got 5 little stevia packets here. This is also end up being maybe, I don't know, half a teaspoon of stevia if you just wanted to measure it out. Okay, go ahead and put that in there. And then one thing that I didn't pick up at the store because I knew I already had it was the pink Himalayan salt. This is a maybe. You don't have to do this, but you know if you're on a ketogenic or low carb diet, you're chronically dehydrated. You always are. Remember I talked about how the insulin doesn't react with the kidneys the same way when you're in ketosis. All we have to remember is that when you have carbs in the equation, the kidneys tell your body to hold on to salt and water. When carbs aren't in the equation, the kidneys tell the body to flush it out. So go ahead and add this in there, plus ends up making it taste a little bit more, I don't know, it just gives it like a full body taste. Okay, then you remember at the store I picked up that 4-sigmatic coffee. All right, you don't have to do this, but this just makes it a nice little mocha because there's not a whole lot of caffeine in these things. These things are awesome. They're a big sponsor on my channel, so they help me out a lot. They help my subscribers out a lot. So I like to throw them into whatever recipes I possibly can. So the cool thing about this particular blend is this isn't just coffee. It's coffee with chaga and cordyceps in it. Cordyceps do some really powerful things when it comes down to the neurology of your brain. In fact, so powerful that they actually cause ants to do some pretty crazy things.
Spores from a parasitic fungus called cordyceps have infiltrated their bodies and their minds. Its infected brain directs this ant upwards. Then, utterly disorientated, it grips a stem with its mandibles.
All right, so I don't think that it's gonna cause you to be possessed and run up to the top of a tree, but it just goes to show you how powerful it is at affecting the neurological system. So what it does is it helps neurogenesis. It helps your brain create new brain cells, but it also helps that cell fluidity. So it helps your brain cells communicate with one another. So you're getting a little boost from the caffeine, but you're also getting a mental boost that's gonna help you out and help you feel a little bit cleaner. A lot better than just loading up on calories to try to get you through the day, or loading up on a high calorie bulletproof coffee when you don't need it. You're gonna get a little boost with a lot less calories in this one. And you guys saw me pick that up at the store, but if you check out the link in the description, you can get it at a greatly discount price. It's a lot easier. You can just get it online. All right, so let's get down to mixing this up. So that's all we've got here. Super simple. Now I'm gonna go ahead, mix it up in the Magic Bullet. And one more thing just to make it nice and frothy. Look at that. Look at that foam cap on there. Guys, honestly, this is the smoothest thing. It seriously tastes, it tastes like a Starbucks mocha, but not bitter Starbucks coffee. That's what's awesome about it. And the really cool thing about this one is this whole drink is actually about 110 to 125 calories, depending on how much coconut cream you put in it. So if you wanted to go super heavy on that stuff, obviously it's gonna bump the calories up. But if you go with about 2 tablespoons, you're looking about 110-ish calories in this entire thing, versus bulletproof coffee, that's gonna be 300 to 400 calories. Again, not saying that bulletproof coffee is bad. This is just a different variation that you can do to drop the calories a little bit. And quite honestly, it's a little bit more of an after dinner treat if you skip the coffee. So you can do it after dinner, or you can use a decaf version. As always, guys, make sure you're keeping it locked in here on my channel. I'm gonna go back to enjoying this and get on with the rest of my day. If you like these more follow along style videos where I'm in the grocery store, in the gym, showing you a little bit more of my lifestyle, make sure you let me know in the comment section below, because I'll listen to your feedback, and that's what tells me what direction to go with the content that we create. So make sure you check out 4-sigmatic down in the description below, and big thanks to them for helping make this channel possible. As always, see you soon.